All right, it's Tuesday, May 19th. I'm here with Joy Behar. I'm very tired, Joy. How are you
You're tired
doing?
today?
Yeah, the Long Island Railroad strike has not been, it's over, but I had to drive in today because the trains weren't working
Oh,
yet.
poor you. That was the fastest strike I ever saw.
It took me 3 hours to drive home yesterday. I live 30 miles away from the city.
strike was short. It was shorter than your drive.
Yeah, it was pretty much. So I almost fell asleep in traffic this morning on the way in. I'm sitting in traffic, not moving, and I started to doze off.
Have coffee in the car.
I did. I need like a steady IV of coffee to keep me going at this point. All right, let's start talking about the show. You were riled up today in a lot of ways.
Well, I'm riled up because of Trump.
Yeah, well, we talked about the Trump RX today and that Mark Cuban is supporting it. And you like Mark Cuban, but you were very heated on this topic about Mark. You said you lie with dogs and you wake up with fleas.
That's right.
All right, now you and Alyssa.
I mean, just ask Marjorie Taylor Greene, ask Lauren Boebert, and there's a whole list of people who kissed his butt and then he turned on them.
Now,
And then they have not emerged unscathed.
I'm going to say something you're not going to enjoy, and I'm going to just put this
Go
out
ahead.
there. I'm going to play the devil's advocate for a second. Is it possible that to just dismiss something that could be good is what the people on the right call this Trump derangement syndrome? The idea that you're so obsessed with hating him that you can't accept anything good.
I'll tell you what the Trump derangement system, or whatever it is, syndrome. That is that anything he does is okay with them. That is a derangement. He has a derangement on Obama, on Joe Biden. People say, why are you constantly talking about him? It's my country. I worry about it. I care about it. Every day he says something to diminish the country, and I don't like it.
But my question is it possible for this government to do something that is good?
Well, if it was anybody but him, I would certainly say yes. But what this country needs is national health insurance, like other civilized countries in the world. Health should not be some kind of a luxury that you have. Health is for every human being. And government is there to serve and help the people. Otherwise, what do we need it for?
I don't know. I think the fact that Cuban is enough of a believer of this, and he's not a fan of President Trump. He's talked about him on our show many times. He endorsed Kamala Harris. But I think the fact that he's willing to say this is important enough and a good enough deal for us to go up there is worth
Just
something.
wait until the thing doesn't go well, and then Mark Cuban says something against Trump, and then Trump will go on the air and say something horrible about
Well, I'm
Mark
sure he
Cuban.
will. But if the drugs are cheap, I guess it doesn't matter to me.
Listen, everybody would like to solve the problem.
Yes.
But it's a Band-Aid, and it's in the hands of somebody who fails at everything he does, including the presidency. Right. His numbers are in the toilet now.
Well, let's talk about this $1.8 billion fund that Trump says is to pay the claims made by alleged victims of the Biden Justice Department.
And you heard me today, some of those people that January 6th were accused of rape and child molestation.
After their pardons. Yeah.
He's talking about some very bad people that he wants to give reparations to.
Potentially, yeah. So it's still vague on who would get the money for this, but those are among the people that could claim this weaponization.
He doesn't say specifically who. He says those people.
Well, the crazy thing about it is...
And maybe it's really to sort of say to them, look, do it again.
Well, the crazy thing about it to me is Trump is negotiating with himself here. He sued the IRS, which he controls, dismissed the lawsuit, and now announced a settlement that is not so far under the jurisdiction of any courts. And the people who decides who'll get the money is a panel that he will approve can dismiss at any time.
And if they dare to go against his will, they're toast.
All right, let's move on. We had comedian Nate Bargatze with us today, and you asked about being a clean comic, which is something that comes up a lot with him. And you brought up something that George Carlin once said, which was find out where the line is in comedy, where it's drawn, and then cross it deliberately. Is that a comedy rule that you feel like you live by too?
Well, my generation of comedians were very edgy. Provocative, yes. Yeah. This is where Larry David comes out of that group, and George Carlin himself.
But there were always, even then,
Mort Saul was an old guy who...
Forget his personal life and everything that happened, but there was always a Bill Cosby type back then. There were always the clean comedians, too.
When I was a kid, there was a guy named George Gobel, I think. Do you recognize
I know
that
the name, yeah.
He was very, very down-home kind of guy, comedian. And they loved him. He was on Sullivan.
That being said, there's lines that you wouldn't cross in comedy, too. You were never...
There's nothing that's off the table in comedy.
Were you very graphic? No, when you did your stand-up. Your personal style, I'm saying,
my
was
style
not.
of comedy was personal.
Right.
And also political.
But you're okay with, you think anything goes for the most part?
Pretty much. I mean, as long as you are, your intent is virtuous.
We talked about Cheryl Underwood on the Weekend View, and
Yeah.
she was in that roast, and there were some pretty devastating jokes in there
Yeah.
that at the time she seemed okay with. We're going to find out. She's going to guest host in a couple
Is
weeks.
she? Well, I mean, I remember the days when Don Rickles was comedian, and he would take on every ethnic group.
Yes.
I mean, he would insult in a very funny way Frank Sinatra about being in the mob.
Yeah.
Frank Sinatra thought it was funny.
He did. And I knew Don a little bit. I was lucky enough to. But it was always a kind
I
of...
opened for him.
I actually once saw you
Did you
together.
really?
Yes, I did.
You're kidding me.
No, at the Westbury Music
Yes,
Fair.
Westbury.
Yes.
How come I didn't know you then?
No, I was producing Don Rickles for Letterman, I think.
And you were in the audience?
I was in the audience,
Oh,
yeah.
my God.
Yeah, I met you a bunch of times. You don't
You
remember?
didn't come to me and
No,
talk
I
to
was
me.
once in an elevator with you after screening the Sex and the City 2 movie.
You spoke to me?
No, you were holding court about what you thought of the movie. So I was quiet in the corner. I didn't know you
Okay.
then. Yeah, it was entertaining though.
Wow, that's unbelievable that you were there at the Westbury Music Fair.
Yeah, yeah. That rotating stage that went around in circles.
It was
Yeah.
a pleasure to open for Rickles.
I can imagine.
He
And
was great.
just being around and being insulted by him. But that being said, he was actually a warm guy. That was his nickname, Mr. Warmth, and it was a
Right.
joke. But he was actually a
Yeah.
very warm guy backstage.
And he used to sing at the end of, after insulting everybody, I'm a nice guy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Remember that?
Yes, I do. But you feel like jokes are pretty much anything goes.
I think that, if your intention is to hurt somebody, and if you kick down, I don't think it's funny.
Right.
Anything goes for kicking up.
Okay, that makes sense to me. Did you ever meet Carlin?
I interviewed Colin at the 92nd Street Y.
Oh, wow. How
which
cool
I'm
is
going to
that?
be there Thursday night, by the way, this Thursday.
Oh, neat.
When does this show air?
Right away. Today.
Oh, so come see me.
We're live right now.
Yeah, I mean, I think we might be sold out.
Oh,
I'm not
okay.
sure. But
That's great.
But I mean, I'm there with Roger Rosenblatt, who's a brilliant, brilliant writer and wit,
Mm-hmm.
hilarious, who wrote a book called The Rules of Aging, and Alan Alda. And the three of us are going to talk about getting older.
Oh, that's great. That's interesting.
But, I look like their daughter. Sorry.
I mean, say it out there. I think it's fine. Well, what are your rules for aging?
Well, if you're going to be naked with a man, walk out of the room backwards.
No?
That's one of my rules.
Doesn't it depend on whether your back or your front is better? There might be.
Well, yes, I guess that's
so.
true.
It
That's
might be a
true.
personal choice.
Well,
is all.
it's good sometimes. Like my husband, his eyes have gotten worse and worse, and
Sure.
that's always worked for me.
That works out nice.
Yeah.
I going back to George Carlin, I saw him perform once.
Yeah.
I was 11 years old, and he was in the hotel we were staying in Lancaster, Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
The Lancaster Host Farm Hotel.
Yeah. Amish country.
Yes, and
Yeah.
it was the only thing to do there at night. And my parents it was dinner and a show, and my eyes were opened as to
Did you go over to him?
No, I was a kid, and I mean, just the words that were coming out of his mouth, I was like, "Oh my God, this is the greatest thing I've ever seen."
Yeah.
When you're 11 years old and someone's saying that stuff, but God, he was funny.
Well, this Bergazzi, what's his name?
Nate Bargatze.
He prides himself on being very clean, very family oriented,
Family-oriented, yeah.
and all of that. And
But
there's
genuinely funny,
There's
yeah.
a place for that in the comedy world.
One of your favorites, Jay Leno, always very clean and very funny.
Yeah.
I've always been drawn more to the edgy, to be honest with you.
The edgy appeals to me too.
Yeah, and the dark, but
dark.
yeah.
I always think that the comedians have weapons of war in their mouths, and that you should use it for make your points about
Yeah.
life, whatever they are.
Yeah. Well, I guess everyone's got their own way to do it. All right, I got another one here.
Okay.
Iconic tennis star Billie Jean King just graduated from Cal State, 65 years after she started taking classes. there.
Just now?
Yes.
All right, better
Took her
late than
65
never.
years. She got it done. She left school to pursue being the number one tennis player, and that's a good reason to leave. And in her speech, she said, "It's never too late, whatever your age you are." I know you agree with this, and in your life has proven this. But is there anything that you were doing in your youth that you want to go back to now?
I'd like to be able to get out of a chair without holding on. I'd like to be able to get up from the toilet without holding on.
Yeah, the lack of banisters really is,
Yeah,
is an
you
issue.
need banisters.
You need them everywhere.
But I admire someone who goes back to school. I taught, one of the things I taught was GED. You know what that is?
yeah.
high school equivalency.
Yeah.
And they were the best students because they were grown up, older people who came back to pass a test. They had no discipline problems whatsoever.
Right, I bet.
Never. And they learned, and I learned plenty when I taught it. I learned all the grammar that I'm a grammar police.
You were the worst.
I learned when I taught grammar. Because there's a section in that you have to know.
My grandparents in their later years went to Oxford and took classes, which was pretty cool.
Amazing.
Yeah, and they
People
loved it so much.
Listen, getting older is fine. It's okay. I mean, I'm not in love with it because my body is just turning on me a little.
If you have health and a level of means, I think it's okay.
I think that people who don't have cash at the end of their lives have a lot of problems, and that should not happen in the richest country in this world. But anyway,
Yeah.
but it is a perfect time to let go of inhibition, the self-critic that's on your shoulder when you're younger. Oh, you can't, you shouldn't, blah, blah, blah. Let it go. Enjoy something and go to school. I always feel like go to school. I have groups that I can control. Writing groups where I give prompts. That's just something I made up for myself. And I go to playwriting classes, and I will take any course. I'm taking painting classes at some point. I'm going to be doing Paris cafe writing with a group of writers. Listen to this. Is this the most incredible thing? You go to France, you go to Paris, you go from cafe to cafe, and in each cafe you write. They get a prompt and you write, and then you move to the next cafe, just like they did back in the day when the Epoque, whatever that was.
Right. Do you have is it like 2 hours in one cafe and move to another, or is
I don't know that yet. That's part of
Yeah.
it. We'll say, and then I'm going to be in London doing my play, My First Ex-Husband.
Yes. Are people able to buy tickets to that? Because I've seen some.
My First Ex-Husband
in
in London.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sure.
All right.
I don't know, if they say, I have not paying attention to that part, but we are in London. Jackie Hoffman and I, the American representatives of the play, and 2 British actresses.
Oh, nice. What else are you going to do in London?
And by the way, that play is also going to be done August 1st in White Plains.
Yes.
So those of you up there, come and see it.
It's all the cities of the world that are of
I'm just
greatest
moving
cultural import.
There are other
London
places.
and White Plains.
There are other places that I'll be going. I will continue to plug it as we go along.
I have no doubt.
Yeah.
What else are you going to do in London? Anything? You going to see any shows? You going to?
Well, I'd like to go see a show because there's one night when I'm completely free. Not the writers are going, but my husband is coming. He's not in that group.
Right.
Other people, other friends of mine are coming who are not in the group, guys. So they're going to have a great time while we're in the class, and then after we'll hang out together.
They'll hit the pubs and
Hit the pubs, go to the theater maybe one night.
Yeah.
Have dinner together in some French restaurant. Isn't that incredibly
It's amazing.
lucky of me that I could go and do this?
Absolutely.
I really feel very appreciative.
Cynthia Erivo is doing Dracula right now on the West End.
What is she doing?
She's doing Dracula, the play.
Dracula.
And she's playing all the parts herself.
Wow. So it's a one-person show.
Yes.
Maybe I'll check that
Yeah,
out.
maybe. I don't know. I guess she's like Van Helsing and stuff. I don't know. I don't have
Wow.
to. Yeah, so that's pretty interesting.
The Devil Wears Prada is also playing
That's
there.
there, yep.
Vanessa Williams is in that.
And then I know it wouldn't be your first place you go look immediately. It's not really your character,
Yeah.
but Paddington is fantastic.
No, that's too babyish
It won the
for me.
Olivier. It's
Paddington,
Yes.
it's a kid's thing.
it's a bear. Yeah.
Paddington Bear, I
Yes,
know.
it's Paddington Bear, but it's a great show. I'm just
And what
saying.
about in Paris? What do you suggest I do there?
Oh well, I mean, what haven't you done already?
Well,
Musée
there's a
d'Orsay
Matisse-
or
There's going to be a Matisse exhibit there.
ooh,
You never go to a museum in New York, but when you go to Paris,
yeah,
you
exactly,
go-
same thing. I assume you've done. What do they call them? The palaces.
the Bateau.
No,
I want to do the Bateau Mouche, which
yes.
is the boat
I
that
did
goes
that last
through.
time I was there. That's great.
Yeah.
And the food's okay, but it's good.
Why do they serve food on that boat?
Yeah, you can get like a dinner.
Oh.
There's also have you had dinner in the Eiffel Tower? I know that sounds like
I'm
a
gonna do
touristy
that.
thing, but
I
it's
wanna do
phenomenal.
that.
Jules Verne is incredible.
Yes. Is it expensive?
Very.
Just curious.
Yes,
really?
very. But it's
How much more expensive can it be than New York?
at the time I went to it, it was the most expensive meal I'd ever had.
Really? Well,
Yeah.
that's because you were making not that as much money as you make now.
True. And I was only it was me and my wife as opposed to like a family of 4. But
I
it was
see.
I definitely sat there and said I can't believe I spent that for about 2 days.
Yeah, but where else in the world would you like to go?
I love Italy.
Italy, yeah,
This is the
the
problem
best.
now because I've discovered Italy.
Yeah.
And I fear going other places that will not live up to the joy I had in Italy. So I just want to go to other parts
Greece,
of Italy.
Spain.
Greece, everyone says,
Portugal.
is just as good. But the food for me, I'm not the most adventurous eater in the world, and I love Italian food.
Well, everybody loves Italian food.
That's the thing, yeah.
But Portugal, I went to Portugal a few years ago. They had better paella than I've ever had.
Okay.
In Lisbon. So that's also a beautiful country. People are nice.
All right, let's move on to something else
Okay.
because I'm getting depressed.
All right.
All right, let's get your take on this. Actor William Daniels, who's 99 years
Yeah,
old.
I know William Daniels.
Oh, you do?
L.A. Law, wasn't it?
Well, he was on Knight Rider. He was the voice of Kit.
No, but
Knight
wasn't
Rider.
he a lawyer in one of those law shows?
I don't think so. He was on. Look it up. Someone will look it up. They're looking it up for me.
Look it up. Okay.
I know him most from a show called Boy Meets World, where he was the principal and mentor
Okay.
of the
How
kid.
old is he now? 99?
99.
Wow.
And his wife, Bonnie Bartlett, she's 96. They're celebrating their 75th wedding anniversary next month. And they've recently revealed that they've had an open marriage the whole time.
Stop it.
Yeah. They said there was never any discussion as to what they were going to do, but in 75 years, it would be abnormal if you weren't occasionally attracted to somebody else.
They're still doing that. He's 99.
Yeah. Well, it's unclear.
Viagra is the scourge.
It's unclear if he's still hitting the pubs. But he was on St. Elsewhere. That's probably what you're thinking of.
Oh, St. Elsewhere.
Yeah,
That's
doctors,
right.
not lawyers. But
Yeah,
yes,
yeah.
that's why.
I love that show.
Yeah, it was good.
It was a great show.
It was good.
These men in their 80s and 90s with the Viagra, it's
Yeah.
like putting a flagpole on a condemned building.
But the concept of an open marriage, how do you feel about that? Is that ever something that could work?
Look, it didn't work for Simone Signoret and Jean-Paul Sartre, who were the most open-minded
Right.
philosophers,
Yes.
brilliant, more brilliant than anybody
Yes.
besides Einstein.
Yes.
It didn't work for them. They were jealous.
Yeah.
Jealousy, la jalousia
Yes.
sneaks in.
Yes. I mean, it wouldn't even have to sneak in for me. It would ring the doorbell. It would knock on the door. I'm a very jealous person.
No, I don't think I could do it. I can't do that.
I guess there are people
First
that
of all,
can,
I have too
though.
big a mouth.
Well, that too.
I would start talking about it. Let me tell you about last night.
Yeah.
See if your husband becomes your best friend.
Right. That's a challenge.
No.
And then, yeah, because you don't seem like a jealous person to me, generally.
Jealous? I'm
Yeah,
not
yeah.
particularly. No. You mean romantically jealous?
Yes.
No, I don't suffer from jealousy or envy or any of those horrible things.
Emotions.
Oh, emotions. No, I'm a robot.
I don't suffer from emotions.
I'm a robot. But I think it's a very bad thing to be envious and jealous.
I think you're right. I think
Especially envy. It's really hideous.
it's insidious.
It's insidious. And while you're being envious of somebody, they're out there having a wonderful time. So what have you accomplished?
Nothing. Meanwhile, Steve, however, as
Yeah.
we know from the
He's
Foxwoods
jealous.
incident, is a little jealous. The guy in Foxwoods who was trying to get you to his room.
Oh, that guy, yeah.
Yeah.
I know, but listen, the guys, like I said, the chick still got it.
Yeah, I mean, there's no question.
And he wasn't even blind.
You're Alan Alda's granddaughter.
I know. I have to talk about how old we all are on Thursday night at the
Yeah.
Y.
I think you should make a point of saying, I know we're here to talk about how old we all are, but let's
Yeah.
be honest. Look at me. I think just embrace it.
And everybody thinks I've had like a facelift. I have not had a facelift.
you're good.
I tell everybody I have Botox. I do work on myself. I had Botox. I had Restylane to
Right.
to
But no
fill in.
surgery.
I have hair. I just got yesterday. I had a dye job, a highlight job, and a keratin treatment. Look how stunning the hair.
You're not
looks.
a natural redhead?
No. But you
Yeah.
have to do things. But everybody thinks that you look good because you're naturally that good. You're not.
No, of course. But you're going to be sitting up. Usually they say, the men age better, but you're going to be sitting up there
I don't think age
with Hawkeye,
and men do not age better.
and you're still Hot Lips Houlihan.
I know.
It's good.
I love him. He's
Yeah.
the most incredible guy.
Such a great actor.
But I don't think that men age better because when they start with the Botox and the eyelid surgery and the hair dye, they look ridiculous.
Yeah, I haven't
They're
done
better off just aging gracefully. And you have that advantage that people say, oh, he has a distinguished look.
My wife always says, she's never told me anything, but she said to me a couple of times, if you're going to dye your hair, and it's too late now, but at the
Yeah.
time she said, I don't think you need to dye your hair, but if you're going to do it now, because it was starting to turn. So maybe that means she did want me to do it. I don't know. But
No, but you see, when you have as much hair as you do, and I can see that
Yeah.
you're not going to lose it.
Please God.
You're not.
Yeah.
You don't have to dye it.
Yeah.
It's-
It is what it is. I
yeah.
missed the chance.
And
So-
one of the sexiest actors is Ed Harris, who has no hair.
That's true. That's true.
He's
I
hot.
have a very large head. I don't think it would go well for me if I went bald. That's not
You'd
for
have
me.
to wear a big hat.
No, there was a show on Fox in the 80s called Alien Nation.
Oh, yeah.
Where there was guys with like giant heads that were speckled.
Yeah,
and I
yeah.
think that's what I'd look like.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, it's not good. All right, on that note, thank you for joining me today, Joy
Okay.
Behar. Tomorrow I'll be back here.
Should I
with-
call that guy back now?
Yeah, I think you
No,
should.
I'm not. I haven't busy.
whole time,
I got to go get a mani-pedi. Talk about maintenance.
Oh, my goodness.
It's constant.
I'm so sorry. The stresses of being Joy Behar. It is really,
I went to Pilates the other day.
yeah.
Oy. I mean, it's strenuous.
It's good that you're making yourself do it, though.
I'm pushing it.
Yes.
Because on the list of aging and what you have to do,
Yeah.
they say things like, of course, you have to eat healthy, which I don't. They say you have to exercise, which I don't.
Right.
I never do it. I hate it. I'd rather go to the dentist.
Yeah. It's not fun.
But the good things that I'm good at are I use my brain. I do crossword puzzles every day. I write plays. I do my job. I'm a compass mentis. I also have a big social network, which
Yes.
I keep up on.
You're not a procrastinator, really.
I used to be. But
Were
I'm
you?
not
I mean, I'm
anymore.
always rather impressed by that. I mean,
I
just
think that the procrastination is because you're insecure about what you're doing.
yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
But the fact that you make yourself exercise, the fact that you write and make yourself write when you don't need to write.
No, but I know things about myself now. I
Yes.
should after all these years.
Right.
When I will write when I have a gun to my head and a
Same.
deadline.
Yeah.
If I don't have, so what I do is I set up classes and I know I'm going to bring
Okay,
something
that's what
in.
it is.
That's how I do it.
Yeah, I used to when I used to interview guests for David Letterman. That was my job for a long
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
I would do the notes were due in his hand at 1:00, and I would do the interview at 10:00 in the morning, and then I just wouldn't start until the absolute last minute writing
Yeah.
it up. And I don't know what was wrong with me. The other producers thought I was crazy, and then I would just I'd look at the clock, and I'd instinctively know exactly how much time I needed, and I would pound it out, and it was good.
I know what you're talking about.
I need that.
I think the great Lorne Michaels once
Yes.
said that the comedy mind works with a gun to its head.
Well,
That makes sense.
thank you for joining me today, Joy.
Always a
Tomorrow,
pleasure.
I'll be back here with Anna Navarro.
We had a fight last week, but I forgive you, and I like you again.
Oh, good. The fight on the set or the
Fight on the set.
Oh, okay.
I
yeah.
didn't fight with you off the set.
No. I was wondering if there's something I missed.
No,
Yeah,
the
okay,
fight
good.
on the set.
We're fine. It took you longer than usual. Usually, you forgive me in 10
I
minutes.
don't hold grudges.
I know.
But this time, today I was reminding you.
I know
about
you went
that
back to
fight.
it. Yeah, that doesn't usually happen.
I forgive. I don't forget.
Yes.
I don't have Alzheimer's yet.
I think you are as sharp as you have been the entire time I've known you.
Okay.
I think that's true, and that's going on 10 years now. Not counting when I saw you at Westbury Music Fair or in the elevator for Sex and the City 2.
I also opened for Joan Rivers.
I saw Joan Rivers open for Don Rickles once too.
Yeah, but Joan Rivers would come on to the Westbury Music
Mm-hmm.
Fair. She'd have foliage on the set, trees, and a band. And then when she would be finished, I didn't open for her. This was when I would follow her for some reason. They
Yeah.
put me on
No,
the
you're a
bill.
big star.
She wanted to go on first, and I never understood. She was a bigger star than me. Why do you want to go on first? You know why?
Why?
Because she wanted to get out of there. She knew that the traffic was going to be bad. She'd take her trees and take her band and leave. And there I am alone on the stage, and I have to close the show and go get home 25 hours later.
Did you like that rotating stage? That feels like it would be.
No, it felt dizzy.
Yeah, it seemed that'd be disconcerting.
It was all of a sudden I'm looking at somebody else, and I
Yeah.
was doing a bit on that guy.
Yeah. There you go. All right. Thank you for joining me today, Joy. Tomorrow, I'll be back here with Anna Navarro on a Wednesday, which is weird, but we're going to do Anna on a Wednesday, and we'll see you then.